Hey, y'all. How is everybody doing tonight? I'm super, super excited. I got my neighbor Ashley come to play.
Hi.
She is a brave girl. She has never chalked or inked, and she wanted to start off with inks. So I might have this a little low, and I'm sorry if I'm giving y'all a little bit of a boob shot. I apologize. I know the setup's a little bit different. And let me get this thing going over here. So if you've never joined before, this is Chit Chat and Chalk with April. And I am an independent Chalk Couture designer. Okay, there we are. Yay! Technology is a wonderful thing. Hey, Lisa girl. What's up? So y'all know me, I'm a little frazzled. My hot mess self. So, and Ashley's here. Hey, Ashley.
Hi.
Welcome.
I'm excited. Let's see what we can do.
All right. So, as you come in, if you've never joined us before, please say hello. That way we can welcome you in. We're going to be working on a little inking project this evening. I still might have to readjust my camera a little bit. Just a tad, I think, so y'all can see what we're doing. And my head's cut off. But that's okay. It's all right. Also, if you're new to the group, please like and follow. That way I can see your comments. When I've finished with lives, I have some comments that I don't see during the live. And I was asking my upline about it, and she said, more than likely it's because the person has not liked the page. So please like the page, and that way we can talk. And we're going to get started. So we're going to be working on some tea towels tonight. And these are just the flour sack. You can get them anywhere. Flour sack ones. They're really, really thin, and they're really, really big. But I have washed and ironed these just to make sure they're all straight. And what we're going to do, so that's going to be our face. Look, and I got dog glitter. Whoop, whoop. Dog hair. Dog glitter. You probably do. Okay. So, we have our, hey Clint! I kidnapped your wife.
Lucky with two crying kids.
He can handle it.
He can handle it.
He's a big tough guy. You got this? Okay. So, we have got our ink mats. Our ink mats are really awesome. This one is typically, I do believe it's 23 inches long, but I've cut it down. It's perfect for cutting down to do children's t-shirts, smaller projects like this, or you can leave it whole, and it fits perfectly in our lumbar pillows. So that's awesome. So they're plastic. They have film over the top of it, and the reason why is because they're super sticky. And it holds your project in place. And with it being plastic, it protects your surface or the back side of your t-shirt. That way you don't have bleed through with your inks. Excuse me. Our inks are professional grade. I always say this, they're amazing pigments in our inks. And I just dropped my thing, but it's okay. I can't remember. Where is where? Okay. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your ink mat.
Okay.
Now this is her first time doing any of this stuff.
Bear with me.
So what has attracted you to Chalk Couture?
Well, it looks like fun, and it looks I say this now, but it's probably, it looks super easy, which I'm all for. And I like the different designs they have. So am I gonna unfold it all the way?
Not all the way. I'm just keeping it because it's folded. Like I said, these are ginormous, and they're folded in half, and then folded in thirds. So this is going to be the front side of mine, and yours is going to be, let me see, is going to be this right here.
Okay.
That's going to be your front side, so unfold it enough.
Okay.
And keep up with your one section.
Okay.
And slip your, yeah, you can fold it and slip it right through there. I just folded yours a little different to make it confusing for you. You're welcome. Hey, Miss Pat. How are you doing, love? Haven't seen you in a while. You hanging in there? So this is my neighbor, Ashley.
Hello.
And she wanted to play with some inks. So I told her, come on down. Throw that out there. Okay, so like I said, the mat is going to protect the back side of this. So you're not going to have any bleed through. And the reason why I ironed it was to give us some little markers to keep us on the right side. So try and get it pulled over as much as possible on that fold. It's much easier with the just plain the linen type of towel, kitchen towel. I'm doing fantastic. I'm a little waterlogged, but I'm doing okay. All right, and get it nice and smooth on there. So this mat, like I said, is a sticky on one side, and it's gonna hold this project in place. So it's not gonna be shifting around. Excuse me, my froggy voice as usual. I gotta drink some coffee. Now things might be showing up a little bit backwards for y'all tonight. We're gonna make some tea towels for the kitchen. So, like I said, Ashley was really, really brave. She texted me and she goes, I want to play with some ink. She's never even chalked before. So girl is ready to go. I'm going to grab a couple of these, probably on the smaller side, because I'm going to do something a teeny bit different. We'll see how it works out. So she's doing a wicked chicken. I'm not sure if y'all can see that. Let me see. Yep, you can see it. Okay, not perfect, but it'll work, right? So she's got the wicked chicken, and I'm going to do something that's a little Christmassy. So I have the Holly Jolly, which you can find in my online store. This is an extra small transfer, so it doesn't have the little letter in the front, so it's extra small. And perfect for your Christmas stuff. And because this is brand new, some towels, I need some more ink. Oh, you go, girl. So do I. I really do. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 10 inks, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 12 inks. So not nearly enough. I have to have them all. Because they're gorgeous. So you can see the little cut line, hopefully. Can you see it? There it is. So you can see the little cut line because Chalk Couture knows that April needs cut lines to know where to cut it properly. And then whenever you use a brand new transfer, like I always tell you, get your little, I always use a Sharpie. And I write on the back what the transfer is. And the reason why is because one side is a paper side and the side that the reusable transfer goes on is a slick side. So you don't want to put your transfer on the incorrect side because you might ruin it doing it that way. Can y'all see that slick? See it shine on there? So they're super, super sticky. Now she's chose an older one. It's very well loved. Very, very well loved, as you can see.
It's fun.
So they're super sticky. Now, if you were putting this on a non-porous surface, you would want to fuzz this a little bit. Putting it on your clothing or on a towel to grab up a little fuzz. Because when you put it on that non-porous surface, it sticks. And you don't want to have to yank it off because it will stretch out your transfer because they're just like material. Okay? So you're going to find your placement. Okay? And you try to keep it right in the middle of there. Because we're putting it on material, I'm not worried about fuzzing it. So we're going to have to use, share the angled squeegee. And what I'm going to do, I'm starting at the center. And I am pulling out. Now, I watched another designer, apparently her husband is a screen printer. So, not that what I was doing was bad, but they gave me better techniques. So I'm going to be sharing those with you as we do ink projects. So just making sure that I have good contact, especially where the screen print area is. I'll let you take that and just go from the middle up. And make sure you, the whole screen print area. And get it locked down nice and tight. And then I broke out the big guns. The big painter's tape. Ooh. Now, this is a technique for the messy people. Yes, that would be me.
But it's fun to be messy.
What is when you're not playing with permanent ink? Yes, it is. I'm not gonna lie. Make sure I get a big enough piece. So, what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna share this with Ashley, is I'm just going to lock down right above that design on the transfer. So I'm putting the tape directly on the edge. Hey Pam, thanks for joining. So I'm putting the tape right on my reusable transfer. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of locking down my work area. So if I slip off a little bit with my ink, it's no big deal. This painter's tape's going to catch it, right? So I have two different sizes. Normally I work with this one. Do you want to? And what you do is you just go around the whole thing and just lock it down. It just gives you a little extra insurance that you're not going to mess it up. So just put your tape down all the way around your design. Make sure it's nice and tight on top of that transfer. Because like some of the stuff is really, really close to the edge. So got it all locked down, just like that. Making sure it's good and tight around that transfer. The transfer's down real tight. And the next thing you need to do when you're working with ink is make sure you have either a wet paper towel, a disinfecting wipe, a baby wipe, anything moist, ready to wipe your hands off. Because I have been inking and didn't realize it, and I've had ink on the side of my hand, or I've had it on my finger, and then I've touched my project. Bam. So I got a big black blob in the middle of my design. It's not the end of the world, but if you can prevent it, why not? You're a little short girl.
That's my life. That is my life. Always come up short. We're good.
All right.
Am I seeing this little corner
Yeah,
right
see,
here?
your design is really close to
There we go.
the edge, so it's really good to do something like this.
We are protected. We are in business.
Woohoo! So now the hard part is picking your colors.
Oh, good gracious.
Yeah.
Well, but I have a white kitchen.
Okay.
So,
Straight black is classic.
mm-hmm.
Black and red is good.
Turquoise. But what would I do with it? Yellow?
What color is your kitchen?
It's white.
Just white.
My cabinets are white, and then I have almost like sand brown countertops,
Okay.
and then I have fake hardwood looking vinyl.
Okay.
So,
I don't know. These are really springy, or like summery, springy kind of colors. And I think they all look good together. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's completely up to you. I'm going with green and red. I will share if you decide you want to use those. That's the gold. Is that the gold? That's copper. That is so pretty. I love that.
I think I'll do the two. Do I need to have 3 colors?
No, you can do whatever you. It's your masterpiece, love. You can do whatever you want. Whatever you want. Okay, so now we got to pick out our weapons of choice. So we have our handy dandy little basket of full squeegees, cut squeegees, everything. So you're going to be using 2 colors, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is the new design on our squeegee compared to this one, which went in that way. So basically it's kind of inverted. So the angle part is down at the end, which is awesome because it fits so nicely in the jars and you're not getting ink all over you or paste or whatever. And then this is the older one, which is still good. They're still awesome. Everything has its use. And then with the older ones, I found that I need smaller to get in little details and stuff. So I've cut some. You're going to be using 2 colors, correct? Mm-hmm. So you're going to need to pick 2 weapons of choice.
Okay.
I'll let you do that. Set your colors over there. And this is another great tool. I know I keep showing y'all this. This tool is, you gotta get you one. If not a dozen, I'm telling y'all. It's really awesome. It's our brand new multi-tool. It fits perfectly in your jars to scrape them down and get them down and stir them up. And then it's got this really cool end. It's like a little mini squeegee. So it's perfect. I'm loving it. But with this technique, probably you're in there, chick. I gotta get mine, don't I? Okay. So I've got mine too. And what we're gonna do is, what did I say? I'm using red. Okay, so the smaller jars are 2 ounce. That's the old model. I keep calling them the old model like it's a car. It's the older model. 2 ounces, and they're awesome. The inks are awesome and everything, but I particularly did not care for the container because it had that plastic lid on it. And the reason why is because, and never open them over top of your project, because I've dropped them before, is because there's always ink on the lid, and trying to not get it everywhere, it's hard to set it down. So I'm so glad they moved to these, because not only is it bigger and you get more bang for your buck, it's only got one lid. So it's awesome. It's awesome. Okay. All right. So you've done do you have a Cricut or a silhouette?
A silhouette.
Silhouette. I've been wanting to talk to somebody about all that stuff. So there's like a lot of weeding in that, correct?
Yes.
Is that time consuming?
Especially if you have a lot of moving parts.
What do you mean by moving parts?
So if we were to do what I'm doing right here, there's definitely going to be a lot of weeding because I'm going to weed into these E's, these G's, and these S's. And when it's a smaller font, it's a bigger pain in the butt. Now, if it's a bigger font like this, you're fine. Even like this. But when you get these little detailed ones and you got your little eyes, and then all of these little intricate, you would have to weed through all of those. So all these little holes, you would have to pull up. And guess what? Sometimes you miss them because they're so small you can't see them. And then once you iron it on, kind of stuck.
So you're not going to get as intricate a detail like on that chicken where it's got
it's going to take me 30 minutes.
Kind of the shading part of it. So, it's time consuming.
It is.
See, I've never done that, so I'm clueless. Sorry, I'm clueless. All right, so you're gonna open your paste.
Okay.
Make sure you do it.
My chicken yellow.
Okay.
So what am I going to do first? Am I going to do the chicken or am I going to do the words?
You're going to do it with the inks. Excuse me. You don't have to. You have more time. To work with it. Whereas with the chalk paste, you lay your design down. You put your paste in, and you need to get it up while it's still wet. Because if you let it dry in it, it pulls the paste up with the transfer.
Gotcha.
With this, it's you have you have a good amount of time before you have to worry about anything. So you can take your time. So I'm sorry, I was about to say the paste again. So the ink is like a gel consistency, and it's just creamy and dreamy, and it makes my heart happy. So just give it a stir, which I've never run into any problems with not stirring it. But give it a good stir. Just make sure everything's, you get little, I call them chalk boogies and ink boogies everywhere.
Bane is out.
Yeah, we have a company as well this evening. We have Bane over there laying on the floor. And he's just keeping us company, I guess. Okay. So then I'm going to take this, and this is following what I have learned over the past couple of days. You take a good, I'm going to say blob for a technical term, good blob of ink. And I am actually putting it on the tape. Whereas if you have a bigger space of transfer, you can just put it right on the transfer, is fine. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're not going to use a lot of pressure. You're going to float your ink in. Okay, so not a whole lot of pressure, and you're just going to pull it. Making sure you're getting into all of that transfer. So just floating it in. Ideally, you would use a larger dessert handled or 4-inch handled squeegee. Ideally, you would use this or the other one to float your ink in. Okay, and you're going to take your excess and you're going to put it right back in your jar. So you're not wasting anything, right? Put it right back in, and then
well, if you put enough on there,
we're going to have to share this.
Okay.
Huh? Just go and blob it on there. Do your thing, girl, do your thing.
What's that one not?
It'll come up what it doesn't grab.
It's very smooth and just...
Isn't it?
It is.
Just glides on.
It does.
I love the inks. There you go. Okay, and I'm going to do this first, and then I'm going to let you do it. Okay. So then what you need to do is you need to take this handle squeegee or the angled squeegee, depending on how big your project is, and you're gonna what they call cut. Ooh, and that's what you call cut. So I just pulled all that ink up, and I'm gonna put it right back in here, and then I'm gonna clean it and pass this over to Ashley. Now, thinking about this with my new technique that I've learned and everything, I don't think this is going to work with the burlap. Sorry. It will work with your metals, definitely, or your, your harder surfaces. It would be perfect. Okay, so I made sure I got all the ink off of that.
So you put some pressure and do 90 degree?
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to like try and scrape through to the table, but pressure and pull. And stop. There you go. And then put your excess in.
Okay.
In there. So mine's done.
Okay.
My part's done. You need to, is that all you're going to do in yellow?
We do eggs in yellow.
Okay. Go ahead and put that in. Oh my god, thought we froze up for a minute, y'all. So I'm done with this little section. So I'm going to start pulling up my tape so that I should have pulled the trash over here a little bit closer, y'all. And I'm checking my fingers. I've got ink there, but I think I'm all right. So before I ever put my hands back on my project, I check my hands every time. Now, even though I bet he's having a hard time getting up off the floor. I know, Bub. I feel your pain. Poor fella. Checking my hands again. Okay, clickety clack. Go lay down. Go get in your bed, please. Thank you. Alright, so I've got all that tape off. Grab me another Clorox. Because I do have ink on my hands. I think I stole your Clorox wipe.
Maybe.
I'm like that. Gotta watch out. Alright, so regardless of, I told you I am messy. All the precautions I took, I still got ink on my project. So, I'm going to tell y'all how y'all handle that. Okay, let me get this peeled up. So, I'm starting on this corner, but I'm going to work my way over to get it up. Because you never want to pull corner to corner. Boy, this is awkward, huh? You always want to pull side to side. I told you these things are super sticky.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't it? So we've got our little pan of water about 20 feet away from me. So, excuse me, y'all. I'm sticking that in there. I'm checking my fingers because I got ink on them. I always do. Now, I got a little smudge of ink right here. And I can either incorporate that into my design, or I can take some Dawn dish detergent and I can put it on there. So I put a blob of Dawn dish detergent on there and I just let it sit there. And the key is not to let it dry out. So when I'm done with my project, I'll sandwich it in between parchment paper to make sure it stays moist while I'm doing the heat setting, the drying and heat setting process that is required with this. But I think what I'm going to do is incorporate it. So you did your eggs, and you're going to do the rest of it in the couture teal.
Yeah, you put this in the... Okay.
Yeah, you can throw the little spatula thing in there.
Okay.
And then just close up your ink. Throw that in there. All right, I'll get this out of the way. I've lost Jolly. Oh no. Where did Jolly go?
Right there.
Right there. Found it. Y'all love me though, don't you? Don't you? Alright. So I'm going to put Jolly right down here. Same thing. I'm just eyeballing it. Alright. So you can go on and do the rest of that thing. Now I'm using, this is an older paste and green, it's just green, and I said paste, ink, and it's green is the name of it. And again, it's got the old lid. Look at my fingers. Quick stir. Now I'm not going to tape down. I'm going to try to be really, really careful. Y'all are awfully quiet this evening.
Yes.
This is called Chit Chat and Chalk. Come on, y'all.
Well, I'll tell you what I did today.
What did you do today?
I went to Lone Haven Mall.
Did you?
I have not been to that mall in years. I can't walk a mall anymore. Not with 2 kids. Oh my
It's
gosh.
not walking it when
go
you
home-
have 2
I had
kids.
to
Sorry.
go home and take a nap.
Yep. There's no walking when you have 2 kids.
We went to Build-A-Bear because we tried to go on the Pay Your Age Day.
Oh.
And we turned around and walked back out.
Oh, I'm sure.
So.
I heard that was disastrous.
Oh my gracious. You know, she told me that her manager up in Lone Haven made them stay until the last person left at 1 a.m. They didn't close the store. Yeah. Until the last person was done. I mean, I'll pay the $30 to not have to stand in
Right.
line. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. I mean, I love my kids and all, but yeah, no. They would be doing without a Build-A-Bear.
You know, Easton's never been.
Mm-hmm.
So he loved it. So it was worth it to see a smile, but I'm sorry, I love you, kid. We're not going for... Number one, the baby would never wait in line. He would never wait in line that long. I don't know what these people did to their kids to get them to cooperate.
Oh my
Mine's
gosh.
not doing it.
It's gonna be so cute. Love it. What are you eating, girl? Did you bring enough for the class? Patricia's eating. All right. So then, what else do I want to do? I want to put some little doodads on it. Let's do some doodads. My day did not turn grilled chicken. Come on up. Oh, sweet. We've been invited to Pat's house for dinner.
Oh, that sounds good. That goes right along with my diet.
My day, you know, I just planned on staying home all day, kind of working on things that I need to work on, get set up for this, just, you know, typical stuff. And, I have another stranded designer, that needed a transfer that we're out of stock of. And she's pretty desperate. And I just so happened to have that transfer. So I needed to go get packaging to be able to send it to her. To help her out.
You didn't go to our post office, did you?
No, I went to Office Max because I needed a cylinder.
Oh, okay.
And I know the post office has the ones. Oh, I just dropped the lid in the floor. It's okay, because it'll come up. I didn't go to ours because I wasn't sure. Hey, Christina girl. Christina is my my jewelry pusher.
Oh. Okay.
She's paparazzi.
Uh-oh.
She's my pusher. So anyway, I forgot where I was. Oh my God, my brain.
So you're going to get some cylinder.
Oh yeah, cylinder, and it was a size E transfer, so it's big. And so I wasn't sure. I knew I only had the one option at the post office for size of transfer. So, oh, you find that funny? My husband doesn't. I'm just saying. You calling her my pusher? So we went, and I went and found the cylinder and everything, and I was going to come straight back home. Well, somehow me running to go and pick up some prescriptions and getting that cylinder, I ended up at a doctor's visit. How does that happen? I was like, I got too much to do today. So I was having problems getting my prescription. They said I needed another prescription from my doctor. And so I thought I was just going to waltz in the doctor's office and say, hey, look, this is going on. They won't give me my medicine. Can you help us this store out? Well, they sure did.
With an office visit.
With an office visit. So yes, I had a doctor's visit today. Yeah. how my day went. No, Christina. Actually, this is our Couture inks. So, I know you've only seen a couple of my lives, but Chalk Couture has semi-permanent chalk paste, and they have permanent inks. And we are playing with, isn't it? We're playing with inks. So I just used the gold shimmer just to show y'all how pretty it is. So gorgeous. I love all the shimmers. We have copper, silver, and gold. Christina knows how much I like silver.
Yeah?
Yeah. Our jewelry pusher. Start calling you JP.
Gold doesn't do it for me anymore. I've never been a gold person.
Well,
Rose gold's nice, but it's one of those things that you have to wear it with what it goes with.
yes.
Because I'm that person. And silver and white gold.
That's so Christmassy. All right. Y'all done over
I
there?
think so.
Sweet.
So just need to pull it up.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to let y'all see mine. There's mine. I'm all done. That's all I was going to do with it. Isn't it cute? I think it's super cute. I'm just going to set it right over here. Try not to let it touch anything. I might want to take the backer off. Take that off. And I'm just going to lay it somewhere where it's not going to be messed with, if it'll stay. Start over here. And just let it, what we call cure, for 24 hours. You can use the blow dryer or a heat tool. But this is the other thing I learned, is that you run the risk, I don't think so much with fabrics, but with your harder surfaces, like metal or something like that. You run the risk of putting a skin over that top little bit of the ink, and it's not going to cure correctly. So I'm just going to let that air dry for 24 hours. And then once it's done that, if you're lucky enough to have a heat press, which I do not, I have a regular iron and I use that. You want to use it on a medium to...
So can I do top to bottom, just not corner to corner?
Correct, top to bottom or side to side. You can start it off at the corner, but you want to work your way over. So it takes a little bit longer to heat set it with an iron. You want to take parchment, not wax. You want parchment paper. You want to put a layer underneath of it, your project in the middle, and a layer on top of it. And you heat set for, you don't want to rub it back and forth. You just set it down and let it go for 4 minutes. If it's a bigger project and you have to move it, then it's another 4 minutes. Then you have to go on the back side and you have to do that for 4 minutes. Then you can throw it right in the washer with bleach, anything, whatever you want to do, however you clean your clothes. And it holds up great. And I've made t-shirts, all kinds of t-shirts. I don't know if y'all can see the banner behind me. But I've done that banner. I've done several banners. Oh, that turned out so cute.
Put some color in my kitchen.
Yay! You did awesome. Way to go, girl.
All right.
All right, you're going to show everybody. Shoot. So this is her first time working with ink, and she did a phenomenal job. Look at that. That's so cute. I love that one. Wicked chickens
So
lay deviled eggs. It's hilarious. But yeah, the inks are awesome. You can make t-shirts, all kinds of stuff with it. Anything that's material. I put it on burlap. I put it on, only thing I really hadn't tried is like silk. I don't think I want to test it on silk. I really don't.
He does.
Yeah, because it's such a sensitive material. And the other thing is make sure that you're not using your steam on your iron. Because you're trying to, this is a gel and it has moisture in it. So you're trying to dry it, so you don't want to hit it with moisture. If you're doing a glass project, I've done my flour jar, I've done my my sugar jar, and they turned out so stinking cute.
With the ink?
With the ink.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am. I sure did. Put it on there, and I put it in my oven. Well, I let it set for 24 hours, and then I put it in my oven. You start it off in a cold oven, and you turn it up to 350 and set it for 30 minutes once it gets to temp. Then when the time is done, you turn the oven off and you let it cool down in the oven. And then you can throw it in a dishwasher, you can hand wash it, whatever. I've done this cup. Okay. I do not recommend doing the colored ones unless you have something like a little toaster oven or something like that separate that you do not do your food in. They're fairly cheap. You can get one for like 20 bucks. But you do not want to put anything that's powder coated, and if it has a color to it, it's powder coated. You can do the plain silver ones just fine. You can throw those in your regular oven with no worries. But with the powder coating, when you're bringing it up to a temperature like that, it releases chemicals and they go into your oven. And you don't want to make your pie and serve it to your kids. So if you're interested in doing something that's powder coated, for God's sake, please buy a little $20 toaster oven. Please. But other than that, you just throw everything in your oven. You know, the glass does great in it. Anything that is heat safe is what you can use the inks on. So you could probably put it on wood, but you can't throw that in your oven. So I don't know how well it would hold up being weathered. So, but I appreciate Ashley coming and hanging out with me tonight and working on a project. I hope you enjoyed it. Did you like it?
I'm excited.
Oh, good. Okay. And then I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. And I hope y'all will see me next Tuesday at 7:30. Right, y'all. I would appreciate it if y'all would share the Chalk Love. Show up next week. Bring a friend. And we'll see you then. Toodles, y'all.